Hey, it's carlyrae here, and I'm back on my channel doing another writing journey video. I got so many messages, like hundreds of you guys were writing in telling me about your story coring or about your writing journey, my different options that I have, and I was so overwhelmed by all the messages. Thank you so much to everyone who wrote in. It really made me feel better, and it made me see different options that I can do in my writing journey. One question that I had, and one vital part that a lot of you guys were talking about, was editors, editing, the importance of that. And I did have a few people that were aspiring authors, writers like me, asking me what an editor was. So I wanted to come on here and talk about the editing process. If you're not published, if you're, trying to be published, whatever route you're going on, how important it is to get an editor, okay? And how important it is to growing you as a writer, I feel like. So I wanted to come in here and talk about that with you guys. Now, again, I'm on my third manuscript, and right now it is with a freelance editor. So what is like a freelance editor and everything like that? I'm going to get into that in a few minutes, and I'm going to be talking all about the different process and how it's really changed me as a writer. So as you guys know, my first manuscript I wrote it on my own. I didn't have like any editorial help, nothing. Like, I did it because I was scared. I was really scared to get an editor because I was like, oh my gosh, like, what if they steal my work? Or, I had all these like misconceptions in my mind about editors and what what an editor does. So I put it off on my first book, and I read it, I think, like a million times. And I had my mom help me as well. I had her, go through the chapters, read it, give me the notes, and tell me like if there was certain areas that she didn't feel like flowed well and everything like that. So that's how I did my first book. And as you guys know, my first book, I quarried out. Didn't get an agent. I did get one full request from like a bigger agent, and that did not work out. So I shelved that book, and then my second book was a paranormal romance with werewolves. And this book, I decided, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get an editor with this book. Like, I just didn't feel like I could do it again on my own, and I was like, I should get an editor. So I started Googling like, what is an editor and everything like that. So what is an editor? An editor is someone who basically reads your book and gives you feedback. It gives you, correction, direction, and everything like that. So my editor that I got, I did Google and I did research, and I searched a whole bunch of sites, and she is a freelance editor that used to work at like Simon & Schuster. So she does this like, has her own business and everything like that, and she's amazing, okay? So the editorial service, what it is you send your manuscript to the editor. And you might have to wait like 5 months for your editor. You might have to wait 6 months, but it definitely pays off. If you read up on an editor and you're like, okay, this editor matches like what I'm looking for, you have found your editor, okay? So it is definitely worth the wait time. Trust me, I know. So I sent it to the editor, and she took a month, and I did developmental edit because, like I said, I was like, I didn't have any experience writing. It's not something I majored in college, and I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, the right way. So I had her do a developmental edit for me, and she went through the entire book. There are notes on the sides where she's like, hey, this part doesn't really like fit here. At the end of each chapter, she gives me her thoughts saying like, hey, this chapter was awesome. I love the ending. Or she says, hey, there's too much dialogue, there's not enough internal monologue, or different stuff like that. If there's repetitive wordage, like the first book I wrote, I went through like the thesaurus, and I changed words, okay? So like if there was like water twice in a page, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, I went through to the thesaurus and I typed in water, and I got different words for water and used that. Now, do characters actually use different words for water? No. But I was like, I didn't know. And I was like, okay, like I'm just going to use a whole bunch of different words like H2O. Like, okay. But that was, again, a misconception I had because, like, characters are like your people. So, like, you got to be like how they're going to be in that time. So I had her do the development edit, and she like went through And she gave me basically 12 pages back, and she went through every single character, told me like, hey, these characters do develop. This character doesn't. This character needs work. There's issues in this plot line. There's issues in this chapter, and you need to like work on this. Now, granted, editorial service, it's always optional to take their corrections. And me personally, I took all of her corrections because I wanted, she had way more experience than me. She's read so many more manuscripts, and I was like, okay, like she knows what she's talking about, okay? So I took all of her corrections and I went through my book and I basically listed all of her corrections and I went through it and like rewrote it, like redrafted everything. And then I sent it back to her for a line edit. Now, what is a line edit? A line edit is where the editor goes through basically line by line, and this is more like grammatical. She's not necessarily looking for, okay, Carly, this character still doesn't develop. She's going through like grammatical and different stuff like that in a line edit, but I got both done. So that's what I did with my werewolf paranormal romance book, and it really, really helped me as a writer. It really, really helped me see, okay, this is how you need to see a book. This is how these characters grow. This is how you develop a plot and everything like that. So it really, really helped me getting a freelance editor. But I think what really helped me is the fact that I had an editor that believed in my writing and believed in me. Like, she gave me like confidence in my writing. She made me see like, okay, I can write a book. Because before that, like, I was just so like, I queried so many agents and I didn't have an editor and I didn't really have any like outside sources. And it just like, really hurt my confidence. But like having her on there really, really helped me see the bigger picture in a book. So I took all of her corrections and everything like that. So that's why I think, it really helps, because I feel like when you're writing, you're so absorbed into your own characters that it's really hard to get outside and see the correction, direction, and everything like that. So the freelance like editorial service that I got was crucial in my writing. So again, I am on my third book because my werewolf paranormal romance, like, I didn't get any like agents or any like interest in that one. So I'm writing the second one, which is a YA fantasy, and I'm actually in a couple days going to be getting my developmental edit back from my editor, and I had to wait a few months for her to be ready to take on my book, which was fine because I like went through and rewrote it and everything like that. But yeah, I'm kind of I guess I get a little nervous when it's the developmental edit, because I'm like, what if there's like huge issues in this plot line that I didn't see? But I will say, writing this book, it helped me already having her help me with my second book, because I was able to see my book in different eyes. I was able to recall like, okay, this, character needs to develop. They need to have like their goals. You need to know what they want and everything like that. So it really, really helped me. So, editors, I feel like, are a vital part of writing. I do not feel like you can fully write a book on your own. I feel like you really do need an editor, because editors see stuff you do not, okay? Like, even if you are an editor, I feel like you do need an editor, because like when you're writing, you get so in your head that you need somebody to like pull you back out and say, hey, check out these characters. Like, did you see this was going on? Did you see like they weren't really well developed? Did you see like your cast of characters are a little too like narrow? You should like broaden them. So I really do believe in the strength of editorial, and that's something I want to talk about in my writing journey, because it has helped me so much. Like, even if you are not a published author, I feel like you really do need an editor. And that is why, because they help you grow as an author and they help you see things that you don't necessarily see. So I think it is a vital, crucial part. Now, I will say you guys can definitely search like editors. There are so many out there, and you can go through and you can, pick which editors are for you. Now, I will say this is something optional you can do on your writing journey. This is just something that has really helped me and is really strengthened my writing. So whatever route I do decide to go in publishing, I feel like I would not be able to do it without the help of an editor, because they have really helped me. She's really helped me grow as an author, as a writer. She's helped me grow as a reader, seeing different things in books and everything like that. So I definitely believe in a good editor, and I definitely believe in a good editor that connects with you. Like, anybody can search and get like an editor that has like awesome ratings, but if they don't connect to you and they don't connect to your writing, they could be the best editor in the world, but they're not going to be your editor. You have to have somebody that like loves your voice, loves your story, and that you have like chemistry with, because if you don't, it's going to show in your writing, it's going to show in the critiques. So that's something that I think is very vital. I think when you are searching for editors, they have an option of sending like page samples to them, and then you can get back their corrections to see like how they edit, their tone in editing, how they connect with it. And I think that's really, really, really important, because you need a good editor, and you need a good editor that connects to you. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that part of the writing journey, like what is an editor, how it's helped me, and how it's crucial, I believe, in your writing to have an editor. So if you guys have more questions and want to see more about my writing journey, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will definitely keep you guys posted about the developmental edits on my latest book, YA Fantasy, that I have written. I'm really excited to get all my stuff back. But yeah, I will definitely keep you guys posted. And then again, if you guys do have questions about like anything, let me know. If you guys have an editor and you think that is crucial in your writing, let me know as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys want to find more on my writing journey, you guys can follow me on Instagram at HeyIt'sCarlyRae. You guys can follow me on Twitter at HeyIt'sCarlyRae1. You guys can follow me on Tumblr, HeyIt'sCarlyRae, on Pinterest at HeyIt'sCarlyRae, or Facebook at HeyIt'sCarlyRae, and HeyIt'sCarlyRae Book Club is my group, so you guys can go and join that. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I just wanted to come in here and talk about how crucial it is to have an editor, and how important it is, and how it really helped me as a reader, a writer, and everything like that. So yeah, be sure to comment, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye!